I miss growing up with my brother, I do. I miss it a lot. I miss it because we grew up in the Osama bin Laden's hiding era. That was fun. You guys remember that time? We're like, where is he? Could be anywhere, you know, and I miss it a little bit. I miss it. I miss the mystery, you know. I miss the chase. Ugh. I miss making my brother cry after telling him Osama's hiding in our basement. Run!
How nerve-wracking was KillTony?
Dude, that was the worst moment of my life.
Okay.
Well, this joke isn't about 9/11.
No, it is. Hold on. You're me, you guys. All right. I was like, oh my God, what a humiliation, you know?
No, this is good.
Oh my God.
That was the worst moment of my life.
Yeah.
And then I see, and I'm like looking for a sign, like how long have I, like what, and then I just see 000 on their timer, and I go,
oh.
What did I just do? And then it was all downhill from there.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us at A Dose of Reality. I am Blake Steele. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thanks.
Robertson, how are you?
I'm all right.
This is how we go in. We really don't have an
Cool.
intro plan.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Good.
How are you, though?
I'm all right. I'm doing okay.
How was your drive?
It was easy. All
Yeah.
the traffic was gone. So
Really?
yeah, and I'm used to making the drive up here every
Nobody's
day,
out today?
so.
Just everybody's?
No, usually I'm leaving around rush hour to get
Okay.
to the Vixen, so yeah. So this was no problem.
Good.
But yeah, it was under an hour and a half, so that's
Nice.
all I can ask for.
Nice. I mean, yeah, fuck traffic. I know I have road rage most of the time.
Yeah.
Do you have road rage? Do you get upset about the traffic?
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially being in the city and
Yo,
I
so
couldn't
why
do
can't
that.
nobody drive in the city? Is that like, what is that? Because it's so crazy. It's like a thing. Like,
Yeah.
people drive so reckless.
It's because they're all selfish on the road. Because it does suck to get stuck in city traffic, and so it's just like you go for it or you don't. So you're pulling out in front of people. You're making like U-turns in the middle of a road that you shouldn't be making U-turns in. I've done it. I'll do it.
You're just saying fuck it at all times.
Yeah, you're just like fuck it. Everyone should stop. And honestly, I kind of like city drive. It is kind of lawless in the city, like compared to out here. Like I am not scared of getting pulled over for like doing the things I do in the city, but out here I'm a much more careful driver because I feel like they don't really have as much going on out here, so they're looking for bad drivers.
And I feel like out here, like they're looking like to see what if you're a Chicago plate.
Yeah.
Because if you have Chicago plates, they're just more likely to pull you over.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Also,
I feel like I'm not like on my phone when I drive, but
you're a multitasker.
I'm multitasking. I'm looking at my GPS. You
Right,
know,
right.
if anything,
It's
and
pulled up at least.
it's at least pulled up, and I don't have a place to put it in my car, so it's in my hand. But like out here, I will put it down or make sure it's not in sight. But when I'm in the city, I have had cops roll up next to me, and I'm just like. And they do not care. Like, I've never gotten in trouble for being on my phone.
Yo, this man is the multitasker of multitasking.
I know, it's so bad to admit.
50 million things while he's driving, and you're like,
oh, man.
God damn, like this is for real. He's serious.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
really whipping it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't try to do it. I think I have ADHD. But
I know.
It's definitely not diagnosed.
No, I know.
And I think I just end up doing something without thinking about it,
Yeah.
and now I'm doing 5 different things at
Yep.
once. And I'm driving, but I mean, we haven't got into an accident, so
No,
no matter what.
I'm safe.
Hey,
I feel safe. It's
He
just
does
like,
feel
God
safe.
damn.
No.
When you hold the old shit handle, I mean, I don't know how safe you feel.
Sometimes
You're like,
I hold
okay,
on
now
to
it's
shit
time to
in.
put one of my multitask items down.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I have friends that I, for whatever reason, trust them being, or we'll say multitasking while driving. Like I call my one friend the taxi driver, and I just let him do his thing, and I've never had an issue. So
That's my one thing. I don't think I'll let anybody else do what I do.
right.
Anybody.
Anyone else is on their
just me.
phone, I'm like, get off.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. Who are you texting right now?
Yeah, who could
Tell
possibly
Mom
be
goodbye.
more
Pay
important?
attention to the road.
Yeah.
I've heard that one. I've heard that one when he's a passenger. Pay attention to the road.
Yeah, I've had, you have precious cargo in here? I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. I'm like, then you can drive next time if you care about yourself so much.
I think, though, like, people who are really good drivers, like, don't like being passengers at all. They
That's
hate
true.
riding with
Yeah.
people.
No, I hate it.
And I
like
also hate driving though. So
But
I drive so much that I hate driving.
But he,
I
but
don't
he
mind.
doesn't like.
Yeah.
I don't think you like sitting in the car with
No.
somebody else driving.
No, especially not in the back.
No, yeah, it's over with. Yeah, you don't like that.
Yeah.
So
No, I
it's
think
fine.
I'm the better driver of most of my friends too. So
Yeah.
I'll take the wheel.
Were you like a designated driver as a kid? Is that way?
No, I think I just have always enjoyed driving, and I was never scared to start driving. I was almost a little too brave about it when I started driving, and so I've just always been. All of my friends have always been bad or worse than me, or just like I don't trust them. So I was always like, yeah, I'll drive.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
got my
haven't
license early, so
been-
I felt like I was just driving everybody. It was just a whole taxi service.
Sure,
So,
yeah,
I mean, I got a
same.
lot of hours behind the road.
I haven't been behind the wheel of a car in like literally 10 years.
Tell her why.
You?
Tell her why. How old are you? No, tell
You
her
live
how
out here.
old you are.
You
No, I don't
No,
live
he
out.
lives in the
I live
city.
in the city.
Oh, you okay? I was gonna say, how do you get away? How do you get around?
No, so like when I was like 16, I was an idiot, and I thought that it was a good idea to not only be speeding with my permit, not only take out my grandmother's car, but have people drinking in the car too.
Dude.
That wasn't mine when I had no business basically taking this car out. So yeah, and we got pulled over, and then like I just never paid the ticket. I never drove really after that. It was just
Never
OD.
went back.
It was done. It was like, yeah.
I don't know how you
You
did
had
that.
your moment
or you
of
do
fun.
that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was over with. Yeah, no, I was an idiot, you know.
But not going back is the issue.
Yeah, you know
'Cause
what?
now you're a whole 10 years later.
You need a.
That's the fact. So here's what the crazy thing is like when I was in college, I used to tell people, I'm like, well, you know, we drink so much now, bro. I just don't feel comfortable getting my license. So I had like that was my excuse for the longest time. I'm like, you know what, bro? Like we drink a lot, guys. I don't think it's smart that I get my license, man. I don't want to endanger people. That was my thing.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to see you behind the wheel now. I mean,
Yeah, you need a lot of
sincerely.
practice.
Yeah, you need a lot of
Dude,
practice.
it would honestly, I'd have to literally go like, I'd probably have to go back to like parking lots for a second.
Yeah.
Like the first time out, I'd probably have to go in the parking lot and like
Yeah.
remember how to like drive and shit.
Yeah, you'd have to go to like a forest preserve or something.
Yeah, no,
Ever since I came out as a merman, I've felt so much better. At first I was afraid of what people were going to think of me. I've always been drawn to the ocean. I've even been sleep talking and been told I sound like a fish. I bought my first tail online in secret, and I'd wear it around in the bathtub when no one was home, and as soon as I heard someone pull up in the car, I'd quickly take it off and stuff it under my bed. I've always felt like a little fish in a big pond. I've just felt so free ever since I've come out. I'm so happy with the response of the public. They're so acceptable of me and my merman ways. They've accepted me for who I am, a merman.
How you feeling about that?
You know what, dude? After the shit I've done, I can't judge anybody. I mean...
I don't even think I was concerned about the fact that he wanted to be a merman, or he is a merman.
Yeah.
I think like his haircut was kind of getting to me.
Yeah, there were
wasn't-
other issues that I had.
You know, I gotta be
He
honest.
was like a rat tail.
I really gotta be honest. I think that anybody should be what they want to be in this world. You know, if it makes you happy to be a merman, then that's cool. But I also will say that I think that you can't really swim effectively with that on.
No.
Like, I understand like what they're trying to do with the mermaid thing, but there's always been an issue with a mermaid and the merman like theory is that how the fuck do you really swim with one fin? Like you only have one. There's nothing like no rotation. How are you staying up? So it's all arm power. And at some point your arm's gonna get tired as fuck. How do you really be a mermaid effectively? Is that possible?
I mean, I think like, you know, doctors can probably get you gills now or something. You know what I mean? They can just put some slits in your neck.
Have you ever seen The Boys?
The Boys?
Yeah.
No. I know what it is.
So you've seen The Boys,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen the boys.
So remember the fish guy had like the gills and whatnot,
Yeah,
right?
his ribs.
There we go.
That's plastic surgery.
Plastic
That's what they
surgery.
can do now.
They can do that now.
They can do that now, I guess.
You can get Yo, I mean, if you want to be a merman out here, you can breathe underwater, man. I can't even get mad at that.
I've seen videos though where like people were like doing it and like getting in tanks and stuff for the kids, and they can't even sit in there for more than a couple minutes. Like
No.
they're already going up.
Yeah, Yeah, he's got an incredible core, that's for sure.
Play the video again.
Ever since I came out as a merman, I've felt so much better. At first I was afraid of what people were going to think of me. I've always been drawn to the ocean. I've even been sleep talking and been told I sound like a fish. I bought my first tail online in secret and I'd wear it around in the bathtub when no one was home, and as soon as I heard someone pull up in the car I'd quickly take it off and stuff it under my bed. I've always felt like a little fish in a big pond. I've just felt so free ever since I've come out. I'm so happy with the response of the public. They're so acceptable of me and my merman ways. They've accepted me for who I am, a merman.
They let that man just roam the water and shit. But it's crazy because, like, I swear, he wasn't going up. That motherfucker was going to drown until they took, like, somebody had to push him back up in the water, bro.
He was down there for longer than I ever could be. But, I mean, I don't know. There's weirder shit out there for sure, so I'm not even that mad at this guy.
But how does he go to the conventions, though? You know, like the furry conventions? Because if he was there, he's going to have to hobble his way in there.
So you can't. So as a mermaid,
can you go to those?
But listen, you can't even be functional in the water or on land. You're fucked both ways. Because again, we determined you can't swim with one fucking fin.
Mermaids are just supposed to kind of like float around and look pretty, I think, and he's doing some of that. So that haircut is weird, though. Yeah. And it's not that haircut's also not making him more aqua dynamic. What is it? What's the word?
Maybe that's why he shaved it on the sides, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just the back.
Yeah, he probably wants that mermaid flow though on the back. So yeah, maybe.
You know what he looks like? He looks like every like good guy from like an early 2000 movie.
He looks like the good guy
from every early 2000 movie.
You think so?
What yeah, man.
He looks like what's his face? Kid Rock from Joe Dirt.
Oh,
you know what I mean? The one that couldn't read.
Yes, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. He does have a mermaid mullet, though.
This is disgusting. A mermaid mullet is nasty as fuck.
You said you've seen crazier.
Yeah, just like online. Like people are doing some crazy shit online.
I know. I tend to put my phone down most of the time.
What's the craziest shit you've seen online?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's just so much.
I think people are getting monetized for some of the craziest shit nowadays. Like,
yeah.
That one guy dressed up as a pig, and like he does a whole bunch of stuff, but then like he does this ASMR thing where he like eats food, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I think the people who like overeat online, that's sick to watch, and then like the people who act like dogs, who dress up like in full dog costumes, or even like that. There was like people running around as horses doing like the little tournament thing. I think that's weirder than just swimming around in the ocean, just kind of minding your own business.
I think the people that participate in the audience are just weird for sitting there watching that, because they're betting on these fucking horses.
On these man horses.
They are taking it more seriously than it's its own community, you know.
Being a freak.
But when did the tables turn where we're like, okay, this is sociably acceptable? Because
I think it's fascinating content. I think the internet is what fucked us up, because we could go and be like, oh my god, did you see this? And then it gets like millions of views, and then they're like, oh, people are interested, or they know about us now, so now we can kind of come out more into the public, and like maybe people will come out live to our events. I think the internet has just fucked us all up and made us like super desensitized.
We want more and more.
Yeah,
and more.
We want this crazy freak show shit.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Play another video, bro.
I think we got it. I think we got it, Paula. We got it. That's the best thing that's ever happened. Oh, you don't like those cages either, hey? That's what it needs. Another one. These cages shouldn't even be in production, right?
That's how you raise them.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Mean to this fucking bird.
Dude, I'm saying the bird is hostile, but there's no. I mean, the guy's smashing his fucking cage in front of him.
I think that was a fan.
He said fucking.
Oh, a fan.
I think that was a fan.
Well,
he was smashing the fan.
But still, it's like you're breaking shit around. You're stressing the bird out, and then you've taught him these words to express himself. Like that's what he's gonna say back to you now.
And that bird is probably saying it exactly like this guy.
That's what I'm saying, though. Yeah, he's learned.
Dude,
from
that's
this.
like the funniest shit. Like watching people lose their shit. Like you see some fuck shit. Like I remember this one time. It was like a Thanksgiving or some shit, and this guy went to go get like a turkey, and this is like Thanksgiving Day, and obviously there's no fucking turkey. So I'm watching him go like to the meat counter and like ask the people, and they're just like, yeah, dude, it's Thanksgiving Day. We don't have any fucking turkeys. And he just flips his fucking shit. It's like, fuck! This is why I told my fucking wife not to send me today. And like he's just losing his shit, and I'm just like, bro. Relax, man. It's cool, bro. And so the lady was like, well, like there's nothing we can do. Like, would you like maybe we can get you like a pheasant or some shit, like something else to replace it, a chicken. And he's like, I don't want a fucking chicken. You don't need chicken on Thanksgiving. He's just losing his shit. And it's like, it gets to that point. I know why people get there, but it's always funny watching people just lose it, go over the edge and shit. Like, start throwing tantrums in public. It's hilarious.
I think animals' reactions to people throwing fucking tantrums are the funniest.
Yeah. It's either I'm going to bite the shit out of you or I'm getting out the jam. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
That poor bird. Someone needs to take him to a sanctuary.
I think that was animal cruelty.
I think so too. I feel bad for that bird. That bird is not that. It's not like that bird was born like that. You know what I mean? Like he was taught all that hostility. I don't know. Maybe he was the right pick for that guy, but like, and he works well with him.
He said those words pretty well though. He had a lot of.
Parrots are repeaters though. That's what they're gonna say what they hear type shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was this parrot that was in the pet shop for a long ass time, for like a year.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers used to go in there and like try to teach it like a bad words and shit, like say bitch. And so like then everybody's like, yo, like go to this pet store and like tell like say bitch around the fucking, parrot and shit. And because it had been there for so long. So then finally it started saying it would be like bitch, bitch, bitch. So it's just like they had to get rid of it obviously because you can't have this. It's in a fucking pet store, bro. Kids are walking around. It's just calling everybody a bitch, bro. It's just hilarious.
That parrot sounds like he just learned a word, but this one had like soul to him.
Oh,
like he had some like
he
passion.
felt that fucking, huh?
Yeah.
Something was embodying him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Damn.
He's stressed. I feel bad for him.
Oh shit.
We got any more? Okay.
Oh yeah, no, there's more videos. There's more videos for sure.
You know what sucks? I don't like him, but I would fuck him before I'd fuck the parrot guy. That's a good man right there.
So what is the description of a good man then?
Someone who doesn't make their bird swear at them and teach their bird how to be an asshole. I don't know. Definition of a good man: just mind your own business, eat your peaches, and have a skill. Okay,
if you have a skill, you're like on the path to being a good man.
Yeah.
Little do we know, I'm telling you, behind that tarp is a bunch of fucking bodies. That's ridiculous. Because I watched this video
juggling heads like
4 times in a row, and it's a 1 minute long video. So I sat there for a couple minutes.
So he's trying to self snitch, but he wants somebody to like figure it out.
Yeah, and no words.
No words. He's like, yo,
I did it with the peaches.
I'm giving you a fucking clue.
I don't even think he looked at the camera once, to be honest with you.
Oh my!
There was no eye contact.
He was focused, dude. He was trying.
Sometimes, the most powerful men have the dirtiest secrets. So. Jesus. I hope one day he just starts swapping out the peaches for like human parts.
The only reason why this shit is so freaky to me is because I just recently seen this video where this guy was trying to like show how you give like women head with a peach, and he put some honey in it and was like doing a whole bunch of extra shit. So now I just like imagine somebody just
So this is what we're encouraging.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to fucking watch that. Yeah. I wouldn't even want to watch that.
Why would you? Yo, bro, I'm so uncomfortable, bro.
But you watched it.
Yeah.
Bro, I did. I got sent it. It just, I was intrigued. I was like, does this work? Are these some of the skills that I should put in my game? You know, I just want to know. You know, I looked at the comments. I tried to see what the women were saying, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
And what were they saying?
Yeah, were they for
they were saying that, you know, he knows what he's talking about. So I watched. I took some notes. That's what the women said. Like, yo, when they said that, I was like, all right, well, if they saying it, you know, I just want to learn, man. You know, I'm a student of the game, you know?
Yeah, now it's a man with a skill.
Yeah, but that guy was just biting it. I don't know. Like, I'm nervous now.
Well, murderers aside, so how did you get into comedy, Stephanie?
I got into comedy because I grew up really enjoying comedy and like consuming a lot of it, and then I wanted to be like a comedic actress, so I would do theater and like plays and stuff, like community theater and through my school. And then by the end of high school, acting kind of like in musicals like cringed me out a little bit. I was just like, ugh, not my style. And then I tried speech and debate in college, and that wasn't my style because there were a lot of formalities in speech and debate. And then I tried improv in college. I like auditioned to be on the improv team, got on the improv team. Also made me cringe. And also the group of people I was improvising with just like weren't my style. And so I was like, okay, all this ensemble work hasn't really been like my thing. So I was like, stand-up's the last one.
Yeah.
Gotta try it out, gotta get it off my chest. So, and then I did my first open mic and it went well enough to keep trying.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because I think you saw me at like some of my very first.
I did the first couple.
I think if anything you saw me at for sure my second to like maybe my 5th or 6th, which is crazy that you see me like from the beginning. It's so crazy to like run into people like that.
So how long have you been doing it now? A little over a year? 2 years?
No, 2 years, almost 3. It'll be officially 3 years in like mid-February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Improv was definitely not for me either.
No.
I did a couple classes, and every time I did the class, it was always like the intent, like I really don't care like who's in my group. It's more so of like obviously just learning.
Yeah.
But I felt like I just like always kind of got stuck with a bunch of weirdos. And it wasn't like, but then I'm thinking in my head, I'm probably the only person that like wants to go to an improv class. You know what I mean? Sincerely, because I don't think a lot of people are actually doing things like that. I mean, I wouldn't think. Just because, again, like I've done it a couple times and I feel like the group just never got better.
There's a lot of factors, and you're not wrong about them not getting better. I think a lot of people, like I took one class, and a lot of the people were just trying it out, or they were like older people who were retired who thought it might be fun, or like someone was gifted it.
Yeah, gifted.
Yeah, they were like
give somebody an improv class.
I had people like, you're gonna take a class, I paid for your class. And so there were like a lot of people like that. There were some people who were like former theater kids who wanted to just get better at improvising or like being on their feet. Or thinking on their feet, and then there are, and that's about it. I was gonna say then there's some like really people who are, I mean, they're passionate, but yeah, I didn't fit into my improv group, and then the improv class that I took, I had already been doing stand up for like a year, so they were all like, "You do stand up," and they were just like amazed that I was actually doing stand up in the city, and so it was just like a weird dynamic, and it didn't work for me. So
do you think like being funny is like a skill, or is it like I'm born with it and I can make people laugh type shit?
I think you're definitely born with it, but I think you can
get better.
You can
absolutely.
improve. You have to work on it. Both, but ultimately like you have to have something that like, or at least like a sense of humor to like understand what's going on, or like you have to be like in touch with reality. Because there are people who are like very out of touch with reality. And
exactly.
So, and you can tell when they're on stage. you can just tell.
Remember the guy at Terminus that you couldn't understand?
That's what I'm. Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out! I love him though.
Did he? I feel like he like followed the group everywhere though.
Yeah,
Just about.
he's still at open mics.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's still out there. There's a Round Lake open mic, and I saw him at a show recently that I did in Ingleside, Round Lake area,
Okay. Yeah.
and he was there. He wasn't on the show, but he was there.
You know what I mean, guy?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
He'd say some foul shit though.
He did. You wouldn't understand what he was saying, but then
Until
you just
you-
hear like the word fucking her pussy all night,
Right.
and then you're like, whoa, okay, all right,
You know
I'm back
what's-
in.
It's funny because it's like it really takes.
You
some-
saw that guy one time.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
for
I know
sure.
what you're
If
talking
we
about.
showed you a video, you'd be like, oh, for sure, I know him.
Yeah, no, it's just funny because it's like it really takes some balls to get up there and shit. And like, you know, like I feel like being funny is some shit that like either you are or you aren't type shit. And so like people are like the crowd is gonna like react to you like in a way negative like or positive. So like it's like if you do music and you get in front of people, like if the shit's not going well, if the crowd is nice, they'll just shut the fuck up and let you do your thing, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're not funny, like, and you're not getting no fucking laughs, like, you feel that a lot more, you know what I mean? And it's like...
I feel like gravitating attention is better than consistently getting laughs. You know what I mean? Because I feel like once people once they start not paying attention to you is when, like, all the laughter's gonna die.
Yeah.
Because a couple people have to start it up.
There are weird shows where like you see them and they're all like the whole time like they're listening and they're smiling but they're not laughing and you're just like, what, are you guys just being polite, like what? And then you after the show they're like, hey, great show, that was so fun. And I'm like, why didn't you? But it is hard. I think also the internet's fucked us up. It's hard to laugh out loud like a lot of the time. Like it really is. Like you go, oh, that's funny, like I register that as funny, but it's not like a laugh out loud. You don't need to laugh out loud. Like I rarely laugh out loud when I'm watching other people who I like adore in the scene.
Osama bin Laden's hiding era. You guys remember that? I miss the mystery, you know. I miss making my brother cry after telling him, Osama's hiding in our basement, run! You know, because... Okay.
Well, this joke isn't about 9/11.
No, it is! Hold on! You're me, you guys. All right. I was like, oh my God, what a humiliation, you know?
No, this is good.
Oh my God. So, I was like, maybe I should with her and tell her I'm gay too, you know? Because my brother and I are twins, like the Towers. Okay. Stay with me, please.
It was a 9/11 joke because we will never forget this moment. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
How nerve-wracking was KillTony?
Dude, that was the worst moment of my life.
Why? Why do you say
Before
that?
and even after. Because I wasn't ready. Because I had I went down to Texas with a friend who got on first. She was the first one on the show after Hans. And then, so I was just like waiting. I was holding her coat. And you can't see, I don't know if you know like the setup, but you don't know what's going on in the room.
Okay.
You have no idea. Like before you go up and then if you're waiting to get called, you have no idea what's going on. She gets called up and I'm like holding her stuff, like just like, okay, like I don't know anyone, I'm standing around. I get called over to this circle with a bunch of these guys who are like smoking weed.
Yeah.
And because she got called up, in my mind, I was like, there is no chance I will. Cause like, what are the odds of us both getting called? They're so low now at this point. Like, we are both here. There's no reason we should both be on the show. On the same show tonight. Like, it makes no sense. So I like started smoking weed. I just started like relaxing and just being like, we're just gonna have fun tonight. Like, I know she's gonna kill it. And then she came off stage and she was like, that was so fun. That was such a fun set. Like, I'm like, you did well. And she's like, yeah, I think so. Like, everything seemed to go really well. And I was like, that's great. And we like start celebrating her. Like, we go back to the car to go drop her stuff off. And like, it's just over in my mind. So I was off. Like, I was completely off.
Right.
We left the venue and came back and like chilled in this like lower section of the room where you can't really hear the names being called because we just like truly were like, it was her moment.
Right,
like, and
done.
so we were done. And we were literally leaving. We were walking out of the building and my name gets called and I'm like, fuck no. And then this producer person comes and grabs you. Like they're like, come with, and then so you're just like, okay, fine. Like you feel like you can't say no. And I wanted to so bad. I wanted to, because my mind was like, I hadn't like, and truly like even before that, I wasn't even like really trying to get on the show. Like it's and I hate saying that because everyone there is like, I want to be on the show so bad. This is my like, and I just like, took everything for granted, like truly, because I just truly like was not believing that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so it happened. It sure happened. And and they take your phone away and everything, so like you have nothing but like the clothes that you were wearing. And so I couldn't even like text people, be like, what joke, I don't know what joke to do, like what joke should I do, because I'm in 2 years in, I don't love my set. My set works and I get booked with my set, but I truly don't have a joke where I go, that's the KillTony joke. Like, that's what I'm gonna say. And I probably do. I mean, I definitely have better than the ones I told. But
I like those jokes.
Those 2 jokes also have been working literally everywhere I go.
Yeah.
And then of course they don't. Like, I did the Comedy Mothership open mic, and it worked. Those jokes worked.
Is that the
there.
one that you put on TikTok as well? Did I watch that one? I think so.
No, I don't have like any jokes on. What do you mean?
You have another place that you went to on TikTok.
The House of Blues? Is that one?
Maybe the House of Blues.
Yeah, so the House... Dude, and that was another... The House of Blues...
And that one killed.
The House of Blues and Tight Ship, I had... That was the Thursday before I left for the trip, and I had 2 sets that I felt so good about. Like, I felt like even people were coming... Like, comics came up to me after the set and were like, damn, I haven't seen you, like, in so long. Like, you're doing... Like, that was so strong. Like, your writing has gotten so much better. And so I go, at least I know these jokes work.
Yeah.
They may not be the right jokes for the show, but, like, they work.
Right.
And so I tried them, and they did not work. But it was also because I was not, like, just, like, I wasn't mentally ready for it. Like,
Right.
I just was so off. And then they also don't tell you that the time starts when you walk onto the stage. So your minute's already gone.
Yeah.
And then I see, and I'm like looking for a sign, like how long have I, like what,
Right.
and then I just see 000 on their timer, and I go, what did I just do? And then it was all downhill from there. And then Tony was like, have you ever seen the show? I'm like, yes, I've seen the show. That's why I'm so in my fucking head right now, because I know what's about to happen. I know what's about to happen. And it happened, right? Like, they laid into me. They made fun of me. They asked me all the questions that they ask and, like, try to embarrass you with and shit. And I just was like, here we go.
It was a viral moment, though. No matter what, though. No matter what, though. I truly, truly believe, no matter how you're feeling about it, it was good for your career.
I gained a lot of not a lot. I mean, like, I was at 2 something when I was in Austin, and now I'm at like 4,000 something, which isn't a lot, but it's a lot for like not doing anything really. Yeah. Like, I truly didn't have to do much for it other than humiliate myself in front of 1 million people, and now it like everyone. And this is what I'm thinking on stage. I'm like, I've humiliated myself. I did not get through the minute. Everyone will have access, because it's like we all bomb in comedy, even like the best people bomb, but you usually get to do it at a show, and even if it's like 200 people, 300 people show, it's just those 300 people.
Yeah.
And no one has access to it afterwards. And everyone has access to my bomb. And so I was just like, my life is over. I've humiliated myself. No one in Chicago is going to want to associate with me. No one's going to want to book me. All of my friends in comedy are not going to want to, like, be around me. Like, it's over. It's over for me. Like, all of that was going through my head, because I was like, how fucking humiliating. Because it looks like I can't do comedy. It looks like I don't know how to do comedy. And he even asked me that. And he goes, do you even know how to write a joke? And I'm like, I swear to God, these jokes work. Like, I've tested them over and over and over again. I would not do something new on the show. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, yeah. And then on top of it, at the end, it'd be one thing if he just told me to fuck off at the end.
Right.
But that redemption round, I go, now everyone's gonna be. It's not just I bombed. It's like I'm bombed, and now I get to go back. Like, I have an opportunity to go.
Oh yeah, you do have a redemption round.
Back, yeah. So, and I have like the producer, like, they. At the end, I was literally off. I got off stage and I'm like, what just happened? I don't know what the fuck just happened, because I got offered to come back.
Yeah.
And I was like talking to these guys who like run the show. They're like, yeah. I'm like, am I really coming back? And they're like, that's what Tony said. We're taking your information down. So they took my information down. They like took a picture of me. And then a few hours later, I got a text from the producer of the show being like, let me know when you're back and we'll put you up. And I'm like, okay. And then I was like getting DMs from the people at the show being like, dude, you were so likable. Like, you held your own in there. And I was like, how are you likable after a bomb. Like you,
But that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say.
Character.
You kind of just took it like a champ, low key.
That's what
like he
people
was
were
just
telling
like
me.
he was just like yeah, you know what I mean? And it was just
I
like
just knew what happened. And I go, here we go. Like this
and
is
like
the show now.
and then like I feel like that's why they were like yeah, we wanted to come.
It
back
looked like
and
it was
shit.
part of the show.
Yeah, it did.
Sincerely.
It looked like you
It
were
looked-
just like a
so-
part of it type shit.
I wish I could
because-
play it off like that. But
Yeah.
this
I know
is
you've
this
seen.
is
I know
really
you've seen the
happened.
video. I know you've
I've seen the video.
Yeah.
I've seen the Reddit comments.
Yeah.
I've seen everything. If you think I haven't seen you say something about me online,
Literally though, like as I'm watching it and as he's sitting there laying into you, I felt like he was laying into you more just because of how certain you were. You came off with this like certain attitude, which was not bad. It was amazing for the show.
No.
I know you're feeling differently on there.
Inside I was drowning. I was like I guess I am really good at playing off like I'm comfortable when I'm not, because I was not okay. Like I was not, and that was some of the comments were like, she's smug, she's so cocky, and I'm like, if I was smug and cocky, I would be a completely different person right now on stage. Like truly, I would have been shooting the shit back with them, because like I've done roast shows I've done where I'm very confident and I can like hold my own in a different way, and so people were like, she's smug, she's cocky, and I'm like, no, I was fighting for my fucking life up there. Like what are you talking about? I was so humiliated, so I just like shut down and just took it. I was just like, yep, okay, yeah, all right, Tony. And that's why I even told him, I was like, you could have kicked me off and so much. And he goes, that's my show, that's why I'm gonna keep you on. And I'm just like, okay, all right.
So you got to talk to him too?
No, that was like on stage. He was, because I that's when I took my jacket off. If you remember that part, I was just holding it like on stage because I was sweating. I was not okay on the inside. So when people were like, she's smug and cocky, I'm like, no, I'm not though. Like I'm actually not. Like it was humiliating. Yeah. But I guess I'm glad everyone who's same like what you're saying. They were like, you came off really well.
Yeah,
like,
you came off really good.
And if anything, I mean, even with like the podcast and stuff like that, we get some pretty fucked up comments. You know what I mean? And people say some stuff like "get a job" and shit like that.
Or also
like to go kill myself and stuff like that.
I got
you know what I mean? Like you can't even read.
You can't really.
There's
and then the funny
percent of people don't want you to succeed.
And the funny thing,
30% of people want you. Like,
we say some real dumb.
Yeah.
We say some real dumb shit sometimes. So like, it's like it comes with the fucking territory.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't know that fucking Anne Frank had died in the fucking World War II.
You
doesn't even know.
I didn't know. I thought.
Doesn't even know.
I was even.
What war?
It was the second one. 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 It was the second one.
That second war?
It was for sure the Second World War. I dead ass was like, dude, I thought because she wrote the book, like she had been alive the whole. I was like, dude, she died in like 2007
That's
for
so
sure.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Because
really
she wrote
funny.
the diary.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I remember. I was like, I read that shit in school, man. I had to
It's
write.
all about the diary.
I had to write 2 papers on that shit, man. I was like, dude, I know what I'm talking
She knew
about.
how to read and write. They
Exactly.
Were like, here.
Yeah, no, as soon as you made that comment, everybody realized the education was not.
Hey, man,
fucking
I had a lot of better things to do than go to class in school, man.
No, but that's the funny thing too is like everyone who came up to me and talked to me about it, they would like then just tell me about a story when they bombed. So they're like, it's cool. Like I've had a terrible bomb too. I'm like, yeah, you have, and I respect that, but it also like again isn't accessible to millions and millions of anybody who wants to fucking see. So yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten calls for like to come on as 4 gigs because of that.
Well, but it looks like I can't do comedy.
How so though?
I don't know, because I couldn't tell a joke in full without freaking out. But it was also like they set you up for that shit anyways, for it to go like poorly and for them to interrupt you and like be assholes about it. So,
but naturally, I felt like that was part of the character in that moment. So even though the jokes bombed, I felt like naturally that was part of the character. That's why they kept it going.
You know what's crazy though is I had an open mic set that was like similar to that because it was like when I was brand new and I was very comfortable with the people who were at the open mic. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell my worst jokes with like the best stage presence. Like I literally had this, like I did this at an open mic where I would like be like, okay, yell at me if I'm looking at the ground, and then I ended up yelling at people for not yelling at me because I was like, I'm looking at the ground again, what am I doing? And so like maybe that's something I should explore, but I don't know. I don't want to be like neurotic necessarily on stage. Like that's not how I think or feel all the time. So I don't know, I'm fucking figuring it out, I guess. And also, it was like a good, like, motivator, because I was like losing a little motivation in comedy in general, just because it's like it's exhausting, and so this was kind of a good little push that I needed to get back on track and write better and like actually think about my style and everything. So for all the bad things, it's sort of working out, except for the fact that my aunt, I was like finally feeling better about it. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, my aunt texted me. She's like, I just Googled your name and found something called KillTony. And I go, do not watch that. Do not watch that. I called her and I was like, please understand, I do not want you watching. I'm like, I don't do anything inappropriate. Like, I'm not taking off my, like, that's not why I'm not naked on that. It's not a show for you to watch. Like, you will not understand it, you know? I'm like, this isn't SNL. Like, this isn't, like, one of my musicals. Like, don't watch. And she goes, okay, I won't. And I go, bitch, I swear to fucking God. Do not, I don't know. I haven't heard.
She watched it.
She might be at the Vixen tonight, so I'm going to talk to her about it. But I'm basically, what I'm going to tell her is, like, it was all for show. It was all for show. I'm going to tell her what you think. Like, it was an act. It was a skit.
Well, hopefully she watches that before she watches the podcast.
I know. Well, and now I told her, I go, stop Googling me. I'm like, I don't have a website. You're not going to find my dates online. Like, you either ask me or follow me on Instagram because I post my dates. And so she made a fucking Instagram, and I'm like, no, you weren't supposed to actually make an Instagram. Like, what are you doing? And so I don't want my family a part of this. I do not do comedy for my family, and it's something they cannot comprehend. Right. Like, I do not write jokes for them. I do not write jokes for them to come see me. I do not want people I even know at my shows. Yeah. Like, I don't care if people that I know come see me. Everyone's like, I'm so sorry, I missed this. I go, I'm not doing it for you. I would not do this if it was, I'm actually doing this because I don't want you a part of it. Like, I don't want you to have anything to do with this part of my life. And so, whatever, it's family, I get it. She means well, but I'm like, do not watch that. I'm like, yeah, please do not watch that.
No, my family's funny, man. It was like, I remember I told my mom, I was like, hey, you know, I used to make music, and I was like, hey, you know, like, I'm not gonna make as much music, like, I'm really focused on the podcast. Yeah. You know, and I'm doing this, and she had watched the podcast once or twice, and she was like, oh yeah, that's good. You should focus on something you're good at. And I was just like, damn.
Brutal, for sure.
Jesus. She's like, yeah, and I was just like, I just meant I was gonna take a break, but now, damn, I don't want to ever do music again.
No, that's what I'm saying. You cannot share that shit with your family because they will fuck you up because they see you so differently from who you... Because you're not acting like your full self around your family. That's why we have friends. Like, we don't... If we wanted to hang out with you full time, it's because we could be our full self around you. That's why we have other people, like, okay, mom and dad, like, hey, I'm not trying to hang out with you because I can't talk to you. So you think I'm about to do comedy? Like, no, those don't mix. People who bring their family to, like, their shows and stuff, or open mics, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you really think people coming to support you, like, when you saw, no one could know that I was there. Like, when I was at my first open mic, one person knew about it. Only one. I didn't tell a single fucking person that I was doing comedy until it started popping up on my Instagram, and so I, like, felt obligated to share it. But even so, I was, like, really reluctant to start sharing it because I did not want people to, because I wanted to just work on it in silence and
get good. And
because
then,
people who don't do comedy don't understand, like, you're not going to be good even if you are a natural. Like, you're not. It's not going to be your best stuff. And so
maybe 7, maybe 10 years.
But now everybody gets to see me bomb.
Well, that's funny, think about it though. Think about it. Some people never even have an opportunity to bomb in the first 2 years.
I know.
On live TV, essentially. I mean, that's like the biggest that you're gonna get, like, on KillTony.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in this sense.
KillTony's like, and that's why he was like, do you even know what this show? I'm like, yes, you are like the new late night.
Show,
Like, you are the opportunity.
SNL,
like, it's so stupid how much I know about this show. Like, and that was another thing I told Olivia Carter, because she's a great comic, but she is a great comic. She has great jokes. She works really hard. And so, but she's not, like, super in tune with, like, especially the podcast world necessarily. Mm-hmm. Like, she knows, but it's not like she's, like, a fan of some of the comedy stuff. So when she got off stage, I was like, dude, this is huge for you. Everyone's gonna see you. Like, this will be so good for you. Like, I'm so happy for you. And she goes, really? She goes, oh my God, I didn't realize how big of it. I'm like, millions of people are gonna see you and it's gonna be awesome. And then I go up and I'm like, dude, millions of people are gonna see me. Like, this fucking sucks. And so, but she even told me, she like walked out of the room. She's like, I didn't realize how many people would be there. And I'm like, girl, what do you mean? It's sold out. I'm like, you're at the mothership.
How many people were there? Like over 1,000?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
All your friends and family? No.
Well, now they are on YouTube. But yeah, no, I mean, it was a sold out room. So I mean, I don't know how many it seats, but it was more than enough.
So the viral part of it, how did that feel? Like the actual going viral of the whole
where
thing?
people are now getting
Because now people are like hitting you up and being like, "Hey, I saw you here." How was like
that,
kind of going through that? Because
it was crazy, but it also sucks because like they're KillTony fans and they're not the coolest people.
Right.
Like they really aren't. Like KillTony fans are diehard fans, which is super cool for Tony.
Right.
But when it's like someone that they can like take a shot at who's like vulnerable, they fucking did it. And they did it on, they did it on Reddit, they did it in the YouTube comments. I watched the live. I watched it like when it was happening. I was watching it on the TV, but then I was like looking at my phone through the comments. And then I also watched it with like a group of my closest friends in comedy. So that was like, make fun of me, like tell me, like go ahead. Like, so I sat down and they like made fun of everything with me, and it was very nice and cathartic.
Yeah.
And
you know that shit's
I feel like
true.
fans like are assholes of anything they don't like.
Well, and especially with comedy, like,
Yeah.
and I feel the same way. That's why I'm like not mad at anyone for commenting anything rude or crazy, because I'm like, yeah, I'm a diehard comedy fan too, and I would respect the show just as much as these fans respect the show. And like, it was an opportunity that I did blow, but in like a weird way, also get to redeem myself. So it's like it's so crazy. But I mean, my DMs were on fire for like a month straight. Like, people hitting me up, multiple messages if I didn't respond, because I responded to like maybe like 5 people, because I saw they were also like artists in some capacity, and then maybe this one woman I responded to because she was like the only woman that hit me up. I see a bunch of people like viewing my like TikTok profile now, not necessarily following, but just like seeing, because I don't have content out there that I'm posting. Like I don't have like a lot of jokes that are because I'm not ready to. It's not my best stuff. I'm 2 years in. I'm not like, I'm not cocky. Like, I'm like, I want to keep working and get better. And then when I feel really good about a joke, I will post it. But I don't have anything out there right now because I'm 2 years in. I still want, and there are people who are a few months in who post it. That's fine. That's their own agenda. I don't care. But me, I'm not posting it right now.
You ever think about, like, just taking your best stuff and posting that?
Yeah. And I
have
have great, like, clips from like Laugh Factory where it's like a sold out show, and I'm like, I feel really good about it. I think I'm probably also just too hard on myself. I don't ever think there's going to be a perfect enough clip, you know, so I do have to just start pushing it out there. But
comics, like when they're doing specials and stuff like that, they literally are going around and they're not getting laughs everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're not getting laughs the entire time either. And in reality, I've even seen like certain situations with like podcasts with comics where they're not funny at all.
I know.
And the only reason why they are funny is because somebody's laughing.
Right.
And then now I'm laughing.
Yes.
Because somebody's laughing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
Well, and that's the thing with KillTony. Once you lose the judges, you lose... who's ever on panel, you lose the entire audience because they listen to Tony.
Who was on panel that day?
Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
Who I don't know, by the way. Or people thought I knew him because he was at the Vixen.
Okay.
He did not know who I was on stage. He did not remember me.
Oh, I'm sure
he has. Yeah, that, and I knew he didn't. I could tell, and I could tell even from the interaction I had with him at the Vixen, this was a one-time moment for him. I meant nothing. You know what I mean? And so people were like, she got on because of this, it was rigged, this and that. I'm like, if it was rigged, I would have loved to have known. I would have loved to have been a part of that little inside.
Tell him. Yeah, it was rigged.
Yeah, we fucking rigged it for me, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm like, everyone here knows me. I get up where I want. I can do no.
I walk in and I'm the star, motherfucker.
Yeah, Stephanie's here. Put her up 2 hours into the show. Like no.
But you know what? Some of your best opportunities are just opportunities you're just given. You know, and like the crazy thing is that like your character is what got you an opportunity to come in and do it again. You know what I mean?
Which means everybody's curious to see where you're gonna go with it.
Exactly, which means so much. I feel like once somebody says, hey, this person, like, maybe whatever, they may have bombed the first time we seen them, but they have good character, and they were able to sit there and be like, you know what, people are giving me shit, but I'm going to still go through it and do what I got to do.
And it doesn't matter why they're laughing. Because they're laughing.
That's true. I was entertaining. That people literally told me.
But nobody was laughing.
Had, like,
you know what I mean? Like at you. And they were laughing at the fact that, like, I'm telling you, you were very sure on stage. Yeah. There was a lot of confidence. So there was.
It really was.
There was.
That's the crazy part.
At least that's what I saw. There was just. It was.
So hearing that, like, you were like.
Forth, yeah.
I wasn't confident. It's crazy.
If you could like ask any of the people who were backstage, I was literally pacing before I was on stage. I was pacing, taking breaths. I could not catch my breath. Like I was so fucking nervous because I was so mentally unprepared for the moment. And so I was whoever says that I wish I was that confident, but I really wasn't, and I'm not that confident. I still get nervous at open mics. My heart races before open mics for no reason other than that's just what happens in my brain. And so I was not confident. I wish I was, but I mean,
you know what? I feel like when sometimes things like that, just being in front of the cameras, being in front of whatever, being in front of people, it's just still a little nerve-wracking. I feel like sometimes when we get the lights on, like, and right before the cameras get on, when we're starting a podcast,
well, and
like,
it's
I'm a
like
little
you
nervous
open
too.
that curtain, and then, like, I know so much about, like, past, like, about, you know, the late night television show, so it was just reminding me of all that, and I was like, this is too much, I'm not ready.
This is real,
Yeah, and so, and I'm like, and then just knowing that you have no control over the production of it, so, like, it's going to be online regardless of whether you do well or not.
Right.
But that's what I was saying about Olivia. I felt like she had such an advantage of not knowing the actual pressure of that situation.
Right.
So that was confidence. What you saw her do, that was her confidence. Like she did it. She told her joke and she had a good interview and like she got the book and she got the secret show and that's confidence. That's what happens when you're confident. What happens when you're not confident is what happens to me. So I was like, fuck. But a lot of people did say, they were like, you were the most entertaining part of the night for me, or like, oh, rough set, but can't wait to see you back in 6 months. Like, I got a lot of those DMs. A lot of people are like, come to North Carolina, come to Vancouver, come perform here. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. It's one person you know what I mean? So it's like I don't have a fan base. I think I have people who are just like fascinated by what happened. But
well, you're gonna kill it this next time.
Yeah, and obviously
right now,
those people will be fans. You know what I mean?
You're better than the guy that talks about liking rocks, Camp Peterson.
You think so?
Yeah, and the guy and the kid that makes pedophile jokes.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm watching the show and it's not that funny,
dude. But that's the thing about. That's what I'm saying. If you have the panel on your side, you will look good no matter what you do on stage. So I lost them, and it showed, and then the audience was like, yeah, fuck this bitch, fuck this unfunny bitch, like, get her ass.
Reminds me of, like, Wildin' Out. Where everybody just starts shouting shit. Ooh.
Oh, I love her. I know her.
What the hell do you think of yourself?
Yes.
I always search for things that I also search back in.
My face on KillTony when they're like, they didn't like my joke? What? Oh man, it was a short one. Good. I'm glad because I've watched the whole thing, the whole song before.
Monologue, though. I hear that every day.
No, I love that
You're
video
a
so
good bad
much.
boy?
No, that's not even the part that I like.
Oh.
I like when he just starts off.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You wake up in the morning. Oh.
I never wake up in the morning and say, oh. I usually wake up in the morning and grumble. I'm so upset that I just woke up.
Yeah. Or me telling you, what the fuck, dude?
He's like, what the fuck, dude? No, he hates me, bro. This man calls me and says, yo, you been sleeping all fucking day? It's like 9 o'clock. What the fuck? You wanted me to be up and wanting to talk to you at 9 a.m.?
Are you an early riser?
I am an early riser.
He's a pussy.
Like 7?
Depends if I'm going to the gym.
How do you guys know each other?
Since we're
That's
kids.
great. So
I can tell you guys go way back if you're calling each other bitch about the morning. Yeah.
I met Blake when I was about 13.
Yeah, he asked me to smoke
13.
a cigarette.
So no, that's bullshit. What Blake said is
Blake,
no.
Can I have a cigarette?
So Blake is like has the deepest voice ever at 13 years old.
Yeah.
His voice now is literally the same voice he had at 12. He just grown into it. So he looked like he was like 11. But he had the voice of a 25-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be on the other end of that phone when you're getting yelled at by somebody's dad, though. Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
I'm in your daughter's class.
Oh my!
I'm sorry.
It's actually like when he says that, I believe it because his voice was that deep when he was fucking 13, 12.
Yeah.
Like he's just growling and shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
he's like, you want a cigarette? And like me being an idiot, I was like, well, yeah. For sure. I'd love a cigarette.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, like, since you smoke cigarets and you have a deep voice, like the one thing you wanted as a 12-year-old kid was a deep fucking voice.
Bro.
Yeah. So I fucking took it and I looked like a dumbass, just coughing and choking. And he's like, you don't smoke squares. It's cool. And you know, he made me feel worse about it. You know what he said? You don't have to smoke to kick it, bro. Why did you say that before, you fuck? Like, that's something you would like to hear before you take the cigarette is,
Listen, man,
you don't have to be cool to...
I was 13, bro. I was not concerned. It wasn't like the... I didn't have that...
He's like, it's not that deep.
No, it wasn't. It was like, I thought that was the cool thing to say at the time. You know?
He said, you don't have to be... You can kick it. You don't have to smoke. I'm like,
that's
damn.
so cool.
And then he said...
I thought so too.
Yeah.
And then he said, but I summon you and you're finna smoke weed for the first time. So get ready. And that was what happened, bro. And then they got me stupid high.
I don't think it was like bad though, because I mean we were the same age. You know what I mean? It's not like I was like
he wasn't older. Actually, I'm older than you. That's the crazy part.
Yes.
So I was actually
so
with him.
No intimidation.
Yeah, it was nothing like that. It was just him and his cousin. You know, his cousin lived right next door to my grandmother.
And I don't even think we were really getting high
out
at that
here
time.
in this area.
And no, in Evanston. So right
from Evanston.
No, my cousin's
his cousin is from Evanston.
So yeah, we ended up meeting. Yeah, so
I met his cousin first.
Yes.
And then Blake would just come out to Evanston and be like, yo, where's Kevin? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, you want to kick it? And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's kick it. So me and Blake would just go and do our own thing without fucking Kevin.
We weren't even getting high at that time though.
We
weren't. The only
weren't.
bags that you could get were seeds and stems.
Yeah,
we were getting the 2 for the 5 mid bags.
Mid bags.
It was ridiculous.
As you
it was
should,
bad days.
As children.
As children, yeah.
They
and
were ripping us off.
And they were. And then we used to go and they'd be like, we sing a song. It was $1.25 to get some blunts.
It was.
So we would like try to ask. We'd have to go up and down this street. There's this one street, Howard Street. And we have to go up and down Howard Street asking people to like go buy us blunts and shit.
That's amazing.
It was the more that I know Aaron, the more I hate him.
Yeah.
Sincerely, and he's choking up because it's true.
No, yeah, I don't like
literally
this guy,
like. I feel like the more we spend time with each other, the more I just want to strangle the life out of him.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? We've actually never even had a real argument. That's how much we don't like each other.
Yeah, right.
Like we don't like each other so much. We're not even. We've never even had a real argument. Like the only argument, the most heated argument we had was on the podcast.
And like phone hang-ups. I just fucking hang up.
He does.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bro, he wouldn't dare hang up on me. He wouldn't dare hang up on me.
Yo, bro, did you hang up on me? No.
No. But that's how I met him, and then I think I want to say 2021. 2020, 2021.
Right around there.
It was right around there. Like, we hadn't talked in, like, a really long time. And then he hit me up, bro, one day. And I was like, yo, what's up? He's like, yo, this is Blake, bro. Like, and I'm like, yo. And I'm like,
remember me? Yeah, with the
and I'm like, yo, what's good, bro? Yeah. And he's like, we started talking, kicking it. And then, like, ever since then, I've pretty much talked to this bum every day, bro.
That's so sweet.
I wish I had something like over here that wouldn't break that I could throw at you, but you know,
relationship.
You can't get that. I like this guy a little bit. I guess.
That's cute.
He's okay.
That's cute.
It is cute. It's cute. When I smoked a cig for the first time, I was with older people actually, so no good. But I threw up.
That was probably the best response.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Stop smoking cigarettes after that?
Yeah, I was like, can't do that again. Yeah,
good.
I was like, not for me. It's because the guy that I was with, he was like, you're smoking that too fast. And I was like, shut up, whatever, you're just giving me shit because this is my first time. Like, I don't believe
you were
it.
really
and then he goes, I told you. And I was like in the bathroom throwing up. I had to go lay down. It was so bad.
Makes anybody feel any better. I stopped smoking like 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
It's been he's flexing.
Is it longer than that?
It's been way longer than fucking 6 months, big dog. It's damn near a year. No, bro. It's been damn near a year.
I thought my voice was gonna start going back, so I just kept smoking.
What?
But then eventually I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? It sounds like shit.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's actually how I got my redemption round on KillTony.
Oh shit!
That's crazy. Not to
That's
Tony
crazy.
though, right?
Jesus Christ!
I remember one guy came on there and just started shitting on him for being gay.
Yeah.
I was just like, what?
Yeah. No, everyone.
Like he thought this was gonna work. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it's not. Yeah, you can't unless you're
And
like
he
Dave
killed
Lucas.
him.
You
He
can't.
killed him.
Yeah.
Literally killed him.
I bet. No. Yeah, that's another thing with like all the comments and stuff on KillTony too. That's why I was like taking everything with a grain. Like I listened and I like absorbed it all, but like grain of salt because everyone's just saying wild shit out
you can't
there.
take
It's just
criticism.
wild shit out there.
Yeah.
No, they'll say anybody on like I feel like social media and Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
No,
they just they will say that once they know that it's a computer screen or whatever separating you, they'll say anything.
Yeah,
they'll say anything.
Yeah, because people were shitting on everybody,
Yeah.
all the good, and I was just like, okay, so none of this means anything. Like it really doesn't. But yeah, that gay
People
stuff
are bots.
was funny with
And
Tony.
So that's the question, right? Like this new generation is just full of just people who are followers and shit. So as comedians, is it hard to kind of make content, or you just do what you do and like motherfuckers are gonna laugh? Because you realize like people just follow whatever and they laugh. Oh, this is funny because 20 people said this shit is funny.
Yeah.
Rather than just actually going and checking out something for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that, but I mean, I don't know. Also, like being a woman in comedy is different because people will really just narrow you down to being a woman who's trying to do comedy.
Yeah.
So it's different. I think for me compared to like if you do it, and people will really truly just base you off of your jokes, and that'll be it. It's
I
either
like the podcast stuff. They just base it off the wild shit I say.
Yeah, and it's not like it's never just because you're a man,
right?
And my friends, because sometimes I'll say things that like are controversial, not necessarily on stage, but just like around my friends, and they're like, you should just start saying more of that stuff on stage because like fuck it, like you are. You are a hot girl, like you can get away with it, and even if you can't, like it doesn't matter because like you're just like you can say shit like that and like you're not really gonna piss off people. You're already pissing off people for trying to do comedy, you know? So it's like whatever.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say something until you mentioned it. What's it called? That's one thing that I feel like is like the hardest, like the whole like Matt Rife thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's obviously a good-looking guy, and it's hard to see like a good-looking guy or a good-looking girl in comedy. You know what I mean? So if you don't look the part, you don't look the part. You know what I mean? So it's
and
like,
I get it. I truly get it. Because like I said, I've followed comedy my whole life. Like I have even believed, like I'm like, yeah, comedy isn't vanity. Like it doesn't, they don't go hand in hand.
Right.
And so like.
But people don't believe that as well. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, Matt's was like super interesting to watch because he is a gorgeous guy. And then.
I mean, you saw him on Wildin' Out, right?
Yes.
Like, dude, we all forget what this guy looked like.
He used to look like a little rap boy. Yeah.
I thought it was worse than that.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. But like, so as a woman in comedy, like, do you like? I know that you definitely feel that some people will just not find you funny because you're a woman.
Yeah.
So like, going through that, is it like? How much of a bitch is it every day, like, trying to kind of just be like, you know what, I kind of have to go through this and, like, have a different mindset because I know motherfuckers won't think I'm funny just because I'm a woman.
It also makes me question how I want to appear. And, like, so it's like, do I have to look uglier? Like, do I have to get, like, cut my hair? Do I have to wear, like, baggy clothes? Like, all of that, like, plays into it. And, like, so, like, I mean, like, for the rooms at least I play, like, I don't usually get that type of shit. Like, you know, I hope my jokes are funny enough for people to like overlook that for the most part. But like it does make you like, I'm like, okay, how like do I have to appear that? I literally just told this older man, he's an older man, so he's like an old dog, so it's like whatever, like he's thinking like how he was raised to think, right? So it was whatever when he said it, but he straight up was like, he was like, what do you do? And I'm like, well, like I do comedy. And he goes, wow, I did not think that was gonna come out of your mouth. And I was like, oh, because I'm a woman? He goes, no. Well, he's like, well, I'm glad you said it. And I was like, oh, he was like, I was going to say because you're too pretty to do comedy.
Right.
And I was like, I'm like, yeah, I get it. And then he goes, but honestly, I really don't think women are funny either. And I was like, okay, yeah.
And so I only asked that because, so just on some sports shit, there's this Coach Becky Hammon, and she said like something that was like, it wasn't really a controversial statement. She just said, hey, small guards don't win championships, and that's some shit that's true. And it was just like, people attacked her for that, not because of what she said was true, but it's like, oh, well, you're a woman who maybe wants to break into a more male-dominated sport. You shouldn't have said that shit.
Right.
So it's just like, I was thinking like, I'm sure there's some correlation there in terms of like, people won't think you're funny just because you're a woman.
For sure.
And that, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
you're
just
totally like disqualified from it. Yeah.
And that's just bullshit.
And then people always ask, they're like, do you get hit on after shows? I'm like, no, because I truly think like men don't know how, if you have a good set, if you make the crowd laugh, like men, they are fragile. Like I know men are fragile. Like because like I've just experienced it where like if I like try to roast someone back, they like shut down immediately, or they don't know how to respond because like they don't know how to roast me back because I'm a woman, or like they don't know how to make it like not just go for straight for the pussy joke or whatever. Like and I get it. Like I do get it. And also like I grew up, I wasn't necessarily watching women in comedy either. So like I understand where like why people say it. I don't think it's right, but like I'm not offended by it. I just hope like I'm gonna do well enough to like either prove them wrong or just like hold my own. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't really like let it get to me. But like it does make me like rethink a lot of stuff, or like how to approach it or how to appear. Like I feel like a lot more thought has to go into it when you're a woman in comedy. Yeah, that's sure.
I'm sure.
You barely cater to women then when you're making your jokes then.
Oh, I don't think about I don't really think about, oh, I'm writing these jokes for women. I'm writing these jokes to get laughs. Like, I don't care who's laughing. Like, I hope it appeals to everybody because that I want everyone. And that's, like, about the Matt Rife thing. He's like, I don't want women as my, because then it makes me a less legitimate comic. I'm like, but you're making them laugh. And, like, these dudes are, like, everyone's enjoying your crowd work, at least, for, like, at the very least. So it's, like, I don't know, it's just kind of bullshit, you know what I mean? But that's also what sucks about, like, women in comedy is they don't really get male fans. So I'm like, Matt Rife, like, be grateful. Like, you are attracting, like, a demographic that a lot of men in comedy cannot attract. You know what I mean? Like, there's, like, Shane Gillis is a perfect example of, like, he even says it in his special, like, your boyfriends took you here, or whatever. Like, you're not here for me. Like, you're here for your boyfriend. So it's like, Matt Rife, like, grow up. Like, just let the women be your fucking fans. They will pay more money, like, to see you than male fans. Will. So, like, shut up, dude. Like, women you're dumb. You were dumb for that move.
If women support something, they will actually spend capital.
They will buy merch.
They will spend capital to let you know that they enjoy this thing. Everything that women support is supported financially, for sure.
Yeah, and you're about to tell a joke just to piss women. It's like, you're dumb for that. It was a dumb move, and I get it, but it's also a misogynistic move. You told a joke so you get male audience members. It's like, bruh, you're fragile.
He's a baby in the company. He doesn't know what he's doing.
But understand that, like,
he wanted to make a wave, and that he sure as hell did.
But you have to understand who your audience is at the same time. Right. That's never who your audience has been.
It's your audience.
You know what I mean? So it's also it's like the conversation we had about NBA YoungBoy. Understand that your audience, your fan base is a certain way. So respect your fan base. Yeah. Give them what they're asking for, because if you give them what they're asking for, they'll spend money, and then you'll continue to be the person you are.
It's also, I do get it though. He does want to prove a point. Like, I am trying to tell jokes. Like, I'm not just here for my looks, and like, I get it. Right. I get it. Yeah, it's brutal. It's these. So women at open mics. I was talking to these girls at an open mic once, and this was like a very like friendly, all inclusive open mic that we were at. And I was like, "You gonna go to this other open mic like right after? Because you can hop like do a few mics in a night." And they were like, "No, it's like." It's too bro-y. Like, there's too many dudes over there. And in my head, I was just like, so you don't want to know what jokes make them laugh? Like, you don't want to appeal to them as well? And I get it. What they're saying is, like, these guys won't find me funny regardless. And I'm like, but, like, go try. You know what I mean? Like, but you should want to, like, who cares? Like, exactly. And I get it. I know when the room is not for you. I've seen people turn on people for no reason, and it sucks, and you don't want to be a part of that environment because it's not supportive. But it's like, but then you're not learning anything if you're just going to these mics with people who are going to laugh at you for no reason. Right. You know what I mean? So.
And you're talented as well, so go show your talent.
Right, I'm like,
at any chance.
It shouldn't matter. Like, if it's bro-y, you should be able to appeal. Like, if your joke's funny regardless. You know, some people may laugh at it more than others, but like, yeah, I never write for women. I just hope, like, I'm writing funny stuff.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having
And good luck with
Thanks.
the next I wouldn't say audition, redemption.
The redemption.
The redemption.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna do good.
We're definitely gonna come out to some more of your shit for
Yeah,
sure.
and I'll come out tonight. I'll definitely check it out tonight.
Yeah, come through.
Yeah,
for sure. It's
Thanks.
right down the
We'll
road.
be there.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you everybody for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good shit. Stephanie, thank you again.
Yeah. Anytime.
And thank you for enduring Blake Still as my co-host.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck this. All right. Thank you. Good night,
All
everybody.
right. Good night. Deuces.